Hello chaps, and welcome to my build update number 1 for the World War II RAF bomber diorama. After building the Revell 1/72 scale Handley Page Halifax B3 and the FX 1/72 scale Wellington B3, the original 1959 tooling, along with the FX 1/72 scale bomber World War II RAF bomber resupply set, I thought I'd want to put all that on a base to display it all. So for a display base, what I did was take a big piece of black foam board, thick section, laid everything out on there to get an idea where I was going to put things, and then marked out in pencil where I was going to have the slabbing, the border between the slabbing and the grass. So to do the slabbing, I used AK Train's dry ground, brushed that on, and then laid the aircraft on there, get an idea for size, how it was going to look. I was okay with that, so with pencil I marked out the slabs and then went over those pencil marks with a fine black marker. Then took some Moldacine plaster, mixed that and stuck that down using scenic cement. Again, I laid everything out to get a visual idea. I then took some paints, flat, dark earth, brown, black, and airbrushed that over the mud area to try and create something that looked like mud. I then took some Gulf Farmer sand and gunship grey, airbrushed that onto the slabbing areas to try and create concrete look. Then used some lighter colours, a ghost grey and a sable, airbrushed that on. And I was happy with that, so I then sealed it all in with a semi-gloss clear coat. Then I wanted to do some sort of dry ground dust effect, so mix that with some water to dilute it and brush that around the edges of the slabbing areas where it meets the mud. And then moved on to putting some blended turf around the edges, glued in place with scenic cement brushed on. And then took a combination of burnt grass, light green static flock, and some green grass fine turf, and again with scenic cement I sprinkled those in place on the mud, and that's the effect it gave. And again I located everything to see how that looked, just for visual idea. And then I thought, okay, it's looking okay, but we need some depth. We need to draw attention to the vertical depth. And so what can you use to do that? Trees. So I bought some Woodland Scenics Forest Canopy, 2 boxes, one with the autumn colours, one with green colours, and then started making some trees. Drill holes in the base, stick the trunks in and fix them with PVA glue. And then took some photographs. I put more trees in, but then what else I wanted to do was put a wooden path and some decking in. So using popsicle sticks, I chopped up some planks and I then laid them out onto the base to get a visual idea what it looked like. Thought it looked okay there, so I chopped out the plaster, brushed on some PVA glue, excuse me, and then glued in the wooden planks. Let them set, and then used a wood finish stain marker pen, brush that over, and stuck in more trees, stuck in some grass tufts, some bushes, and then laid everything in place to get a visual idea again. So now you're just going to see a group of photographs to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. They're the bombs and bomb cases on the wooden deck. Now I've still got a lot more to do. I want to do some water effects, do some puddles and some like rain, wet ground areas, like it rained earlier and it's drying out now. And also, without figures, it doesn't come alive. So I needed some figures. I couldn't find any that were worth buying, but Rob Arniov from Rob Basic Modelling contacted me and said, hey Martin, I've got some figures that are good. So some RAF crew and ground maintenance figures, by Heller, 1/72 scale. He sent them to me. I received those a few days ago. So this coming week I can start painting those figures and putting them on the base. But as I say, I want to put a few other things on there, some water effects that I discussed earlier. I want to put a bit of fencing on there, because all this is an experiment for me. I'm at the beginning of the learning curve for doing diorama bases and knowing how to use all the products I've never used before. So that's purely what this is for me, and a learning curve. So that's it, guys. Just a couple more pictures after this. So thanks for watching. Hope you like what you see so far. Thanks for your comments, and I'll see you at the next update, which will more than likely be the final reveal. So until then, guys, tally-ho, chocks away.